Okay, guys, so hi, we're back. Remember, it's Friday, April 24th, 2020. Listen, what are we going to do? We're going to work together in lesson 3 and we're going to answer all the pages related to that lesson. So, everybody, get your destinations for, and we're going to get started. Those are the pages we're going to start and we're going to answer together. 120 up to 126. 127, we solved it together in the grammar exercise. So everybody, destinations book 4, lesson 3, and we're going to start with page 120. Everybody's ready? So let's get started. What did we do in page 120? It was vocabulary. Remember, guys? Yes? Yes, so page 120, it is the vocabulary we already did from this lesson. It was the Haiti, the first black nation, guys. We're going to work together in lesson 3 and 4 because on Monday we're going to start lesson 5 and we're going to work in a new story. We're going to read the story of lesson 5 and the story of lesson 4. I'm going to take it as a grade. We're not going to read it together. We're going to read together lesson 5. So for the vocabulary, remember we had the words bondage, commissioned, earthen, encounter, homesteaders, and settlement. To meet unexpectedly, meet in a battle. What will it be, guys? Is to have a bondage, commissioned, earthen, or encounter. When you meet with someone, it's an encounter. Number 2, group of buildings and the people living in them. It is a settlement, guys. The answer of number 2 is settlement. Number 3, people who own and live on land granted by the government. Who are those, guys? Who are those? So, what is it, guys? One more time. People who own and live on land granted by the government. It's talking about people. Remember, in this story, who were the main characters in this story? Remember, they were working as slaves. Remember? So, homesteaders are people that work in agriculture and they are related to farming and they are related to all of this stuff talking about agriculture. That's what we're talking about. So the answer of this question will be homesteaders. That's the way you pronounce it. Homesteaders. Next one, guys. Being held against your will. Being held against your will. What will it be? Homesteaders? No, we already answered it. Commissioned? I don't think so, because that is a duty that you have to make. So the answer for number 4 will it be bondage. And the last one, guys, made of the ground or soil. This is something, okay, this is something that it is made homemade, okay? It is talking about that it has been made of baked and it has been fired and it's related to clay. So, if it is handmade, or maybe it can be of a floor structure, what will it be, guys? It is the only word of the vocabulary. The word is earthen. The correct pronunciation is earthen. Earthen will be something related to pottery, something like that, okay? We make a lot of earthen stuff in our country. So the answer will be earthen. Exercise from the bottom. Directions. Choose the word from the box that best matches each clue. Write the word on the line. This is what a town or city or today once was. Settlement. A mud house could be described as this. What did we talk about? Earthen. This describes someone who holds the rank of second lieutenant or hired. What is it, guys? Commissioned. Enslaved people experience this condition. It is related to being held against your will, and that is talking about a bondage. The last one, who was soldiers on opposite sides in a war might be involved in this. So remember, it's when you meet someone, the opposite will be an encounter. So these are the answers of page 120. Let's go all the way to page 121, guys. Page 121. Let's do it together, guys. Possessive pronouns. That's what we did in grammar. We're gonna do it together. Remember, pronouns show ownership, guys. They show ownership and they are called possessive pronouns. A possessive pronoun and its antecedent must agree in number and gender. Remember, antecedents take the place of a noun or a pronoun. Before you use a possessive pronoun, ask yourself whether the antecedent is singular or plural. If the antecedent is singular, decide whether it is masculine, feminine, or neutral. Then choose a pronoun that agrees. Let's go all the way to the exercise, guys. Directions. Underline the possessive pronoun in each sentence. Sentence number 1. My history book tells the story of the Tahoe tribe. What will it be, the possessive pronoun in sentence number 1? I don't have the chart anymore in the blackboard, but remember, you can start the sentence with that, or it goes after a verb. So, what is the possessive pronoun that you find in the sentence? My. My, it's a possessive pronoun. Number 2. The Tahoe were kind and their way of life was peaceful. Their way of life. The possessive pronoun is their. Number 3. Their territories were rich and beautiful. What will it be? The possessive pronoun. You can begin with possessive pronouns in a sentence. The answer is their. Next one. What was their way of living like? What was their way of living like? It is as simple as that, guys. Their. Next, their civilization was almost completely wiped out by infectious diseases. So remember, like the instruction says in the paragraph, okay? It depends on the antecedent. You can begin with a possessive pronoun, a sentence, or it can be after the verb. If you realize here, it can be anywhere else in the sentence. It can be in the middle. Okay, for example, number 2, the Tahoe were kind and their way of life was peaceful. If you see, it is after the verb. So the answer of number 4 is their. Number 5. Their civilization was almost completely wiped out by infectious diseases. You're going to find out in a second if there is a possessive of any pronoun in a sentence, guys. Always. I need your book about the Tahoe people. Your book. Your is the answer. The Tahoe women, no, it's in singular. The Tahoe woman is carrying some water to her family. To her family. The answer is her. Directions. Circle the pronoun in parentheses that completes each sentence. Number 1, their. Number 2, its. Number 3, theirs. And number 4, her. Possessive pronouns, guys. Let's go all the way to page 122 and let's answer the spelling exercise together. Are you ready? Okay, guys, so let's go on and check our pages and see if you have them done correctly, or if you haven't answered them, here's the key for you to answer them in a proper way. Are you ready, guys? Let's go on to page 122. This is the spelling of the C and T words. Remember the words of the spelling list? So, the words are precious, position, potion, efficient, commercial, question, digestion, sensational, especially, suggestion, artificial, vicious, ancient, friction, glacier, official, gracious, lotion, cautious, and ration. So, the meanings, guys. Write a list word that fits each definition. Let's go on fast. A drink or mixture of liquids. What will it be, guys? If you have it on a plate or on a vase, on a glass, on a container, that is a poison. A food allowance for 1 day. I have certain amounts of food or pieces on a plate. So that will it be a ration of food. Maybe you have a ration of rice in your plate. Next, the process of digesting food. Digestion. A person who holds an office. Who holds an office. Official. Irritation, unreal, artificial. Imitation, unreal, artificial. Dangerously aggressive. Dangerously aggressive is someone that is vicious. A large body of ice. That will be a glacier, guys. Talking about ice, glacier. Unexpectedly excellent or great. Sensational. Careful. When you're careful, what happens when you're careful? You think twice and you are cautious. That's what happens when you are careful. And number 10, without wasting time, It is someone efficient. Exercise from the bottom, word in context. Write the list word that finishes each statement below. A diamond is a stone. What will it be in this case for this sentence to fit? The answer will be precious. Use blank to keep your skin soft and supple. Remember, this is used as body lotion, so it can be, no, I was just gonna say cream, but it's not the correct word. It's body lotion, so it is lotion. It's when you spread it out in your body, so it is lotion. The blank was 60 seconds long. Commercial. The from the sandpaper makes the wood smooth. Friction. Number 5. Your performance tonight was great. Maybe it was something different, something peculiar. So what will it be, guys? Especially great. I have A for making your essay better. It is when you are kind of worried. So it means that it is a suggestion. Next, he enjoys learning about the history of Greece. Remember, we talk about in social studies when you talked about the age of discovery. So when you talk about related to that, so you are talking about something that is pretty old or it happened many, many years ago. So what is the correct word to say this? Ancient. You use ancient. It means old. Next, may I ask you a question? And the last one, the host made his guests feel welcome. What will it be here, guys? The answer is gracious. Perfect. You're doing great, guys. Let's go on with the next page. It's 123. Are you ready? Page 123. Okay, guys, let's go on with our next page, 123, and here we're gonna work with unfamiliar words. Unfamiliar words, it's vocabulary. What is it about? When you are reading and see an unfamiliar word, you can use context clues or the words around the unfamiliar word to figure out its meaning. Directions. Read the following passage, then answer the questions below. The paragraph, guys. Let's read it together. Today, I found out more about my family's history. I thought we had always lived in Kansas, but that wasn't the case. My ancestors were enslaved people in Alabama. When they were no longer held in bondage by white plantation owners, they decided to move as far away from the South as they could. They became homesteaders, moving to the open lands of the West that they brought from the government. My ancestors joined other African Americans who started their own settlement. Their community was a group of homes and buildings made out of earthen materials, such as sod, mud, and grass at first. I found it very strange that the towns and cities I know of today were once crude and small. I also found out that my great 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 uncle Thomas was a commissioned officer. I had no idea that my family's history was so interesting. So, if you realized here, the vocabulary was in the paragraph. So what do I have to find here, guys? Remember, it is the unfamiliar word. So what will it be? Question number 1. What is the definition of bondage? What context clues helps you figure out its meaning? I am going to help you with questions 1 and 2. Remember, I give points extra. I'm going to check your vocabulary, guys, that this vocabulary from lesson 3 is in your notebooks with illustrations and everything. But I'm going to give half a point here in vocabulary if you give me correctly questions 3, 4, and 5. I'm just going to help you out with questions 1 and 2. You have to answer the rest by yourself. Is that clear? Number 1. What is the definition of bondage? And what context clue helps you figure out its meaning? You go back to your notebook, guys, or page 122, and you're going to find out the definition immediately there. But now we're going to answer it together. Being held against your will, that is bondage. The context says that the people who experienced bondage were enslaved. One more time, you can take a pause in the video to copy the answers. It doesn't matter that I go fast. One more time. Being held against your will. The context says that the people who experienced bondage were enslaved. Question number 2. What context clues helps you figure out the definition of homesteaders? Remember, homesteaders work in agriculture. What will it be the answer, guys? The information following the comma gives the definition. Where do you find the comma in the paragraph? Related to the word homesteaders. So you go all the way to the top and you find out. They became homesteaders, comma, moving to the open lands of the West that they bought from the government. You got it? Perfect. You have to answer the rest, guys. And you have to show me the evidence. Send it to my email, send me a WhatsApp, or send it to the platform. Perfect. Let's go on to page 124. We are about to finish, guys. Page 124. Okay, guys, for pages 124 and 125, you have to analyze and think. The answers are in the blackboard. You have to read very carefully the paragraph, and you're going to choose which answer will be for each question. I'm not going to give you the answers. You have to think. Here they are. Think, guys, and choose. What will it be the answer for each question? Take your time. Take a pause in the video and copy. Did you see them? They are 10 in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. To finish our exercises in the book, page 126, guys, will be a spelling grade. So I want you to please have the evidence of your page. Remember, these are C and T words. Page 126 will be taken as a spelling grade, guys. So please take a picture and send it to my email or my WhatsApp. That's it for today in lesson 3. We have finished all the lesson. And tomorrow we will continue with lesson 4. Or during the rest of the day, I will send you another video to finish lesson 4. Everybody must have the questionnaires of lesson 4. We didn't read that story together, but you should have that questionnaire that will be taken as a grade. Guys, have an excellent day, and please take care, stay safe, and stay blessed always. Love you. Bye.